Change your focus and change your life. I've known that to be true for quite some time, but today I decided to share my insight. I try my best to make a video every day. Many of my subscribers know this, and they're equally aware that many of the videos are, shall we say, less than profound. They're fillers, made to fulfill my promise to myself to make a video every day. It's the discipline. Not because I have spent 21 years in the Navy, but because I think that discipline is important. In my case, discipline of making a video every day is good for me. Today was no different. I walked through the door with my camera not knowing what I would shoot, or, for that matter, what the theme would be. It was 37 degrees outside, very cold and very uncomfortable for an old island boy like me. But being outside was good for me. It was quiet, and soon I, too, became still and allowed the universe to speak to me, and she did. There is power in silence, just to be quiet, just to be still. Hence the theme, change your focus and change your life. That's a simple statement that has meaning to the person who is able to grasp its significance. Change your focus and change your life. If you're 8 years old watching this video, let me assure you that when you're 13 years old, you'll be the same person you are now, with a few noted exceptions. You will be older, you will have gained some knowledge and some experiences, and what and how you think will be determined by someone else, if you let them. If you're 13 years old watching this video, let me assure you that when you're 30 years old, you'll be the same person you are now with a few noted exceptions. You'll be older, you will have gained some knowledge and experiences, and what and how you think will be determined by someone else if you let them. You know what is the right thing to do in just about every situation. Whether or not you do what is right depends entirely on how developed your excuse system is and your own sense of ethics. Prison is filled with people who went against their own sense of ethics, their own sense of self. The point is this. Sooner or later, you, meaning you, will have to take responsibility for yourself. You knew that when you were 8 years old, when you were 13 years old, when you were 30 years old. Your life is what you have decided it to be. Your focus is your life. Your life has become your focus. At 68 years old, at my age, I am who I was at 38 years old. Physically, mentally, spiritually. The differences? They are none, except that I have left a trail of mistakes, and I have done so because of my misplaced focus. That's one of the beauties of self-realization, is that you are very quick to accept the responsibility of your own errors. At 68, I still get up in the middle of the night longing for intimacy, and yes, capable of being intimate. Being alone, of course, I have learned not to deny myself satisfaction because of stupid and deliberate misinformation. Now I appreciate desires and subsequent physical attributes, and I take matters into my own hands. To think there was a time when I believed all those lies about the delight of self-satisfaction. Would I have preferred to have shared the moment? Of course. But honesty has a way of deflecting others. It is the nature of modern times. The fallacy is to think that it is better to be as others expect you to be rather than to be yourself. The truth is, developing the guts and discipline to be yourself at all times is far less expensive and better for you in the long run. Besides, should you be lucky enough to find someone who accepts you as you are, is in fact the true definition of finding a soulmate. But that's another subject for another time. Right now, I'm in the process of focusing on what is real and what is not. I have changed my focus and in the process have been changing my life. I now know that my 13-year-old car is good enough, and I no longer wish for something else based on greed and envy. I now know that jealousy is a total waste of time. If it is to be, it will be. If she is to be, she will be. I am the product of my focus, and even though the world is created as a place to accommodate excuses, I, in the end, must be responsible for me. That's just the way it is. I have learned to recognize that I should not judge others because they are also creating their future, in this lifetime or the next. What I see in others are the results of their focus and my perception. Just because I think I've discovered that today is the first day of the rest of my life doesn't mean that you have. And just because I have chosen to believe that starting now is the start of another lifetime doesn't mean that you should. The world, I think, is made to relish three things: excuses, servitude, and by the way, slavery by any other name is still slavery, and of course, entrapment. A man entrapping a woman based on promises of money and security is the order of the day. Our world is built to make it possible in every way. A woman entrapping a man via clever use of what should be natural is also the order of the day, and the world accommodates her and how she uses her tools. Our life is the sum total of our focus. I am still learning, and this is what I have learned: that my insight at age 13 was correct. I am the center of my universe, and I am responsible for what I do and the outcome of my life. So I will continue to be cognizant of where I place my focus. Isn't photography great? So what do you think of today's filler video?